back everybody to Dan Has Fun, more Europa Universalis 4, Bologna. Last episode, we actually took a big bite full out of Venice. We took their capital, Venezia, which completes this state. It does mean that it's such an expensive province to core that we actually can't do it yet, but we'll do it soon enough. They're also going to have some wicked unrest, which is fine. We're actually going to knock this one away completely. We don't want any unrest there. It'd be a pain in the butt to get to Abruzzi. And that is the other province that we took. We took it off Naples, a junior partner to Castile. So it gives us a nice location to kind of envelop the Papal States if we want to. It's also a mountain, so we will likely eventually actually get a fort here that's somewhat good. So we are going to plod along. We have just got our naval scenario set back up again. We probably want, just in case, to get some claims on the Papal States, just so we have them available if we need them. And we no longer have the Italian Wars benefit. We don't care about that. That's perfectly fine. Do we still have... No, we don't have enough claim power to claim that province that we lost the claim on in Venice. That's fine. So... nobody has joined a coalition against us yet. If we look at the aggressive expansion map, apparently Venice is no longer a valid target for us. I wonder why. If we go to aggressive expansion, which is this one, it's the coalition map mode, there's some pretty angry looking colors here. Anything in this kind of orangey color can join a coalition against us, unless it is striped. A stripy one cannot. And also Naples technically can't join a coalition because they don't have that autonomy. They would only be able to join if Castile was able to join, which they definitely cannot. So realistically, it's Florence, the Papal States, Savoy, and Saluzzo. None of which I'm actually all that worried about. We do have to pick a new rival, though. And none of these really are all that applicable to us. So I'm tempted just to rival Switzerland because they don't matter. We shouldn't end up in a war with them either way. But if you don't rival a nation and you have too many options, you start getting a penalty on your score. Yes, kind of arbitrary because the score doesn't really matter within the game, but I still don't want to have it happen proactively. It also means we now have to stop doing an embargo against Venice. And we can fabricate a claim. There we go. I thought we'd had enough. Apparently we do. I just must have clicked the wrong province. Once we core Venezia, it should be easier to convert. Yeah, because if you try and convert a province that's not a core, you get a 2% penalty, which sounds tiny, but it's all relative. So that 555 turns will go down to a way more tolerable number. I guess for the time being, we might as well sit all the units on Venezia. We have a butt-ton of money. Do we want to start building any manufactories now? They're still not all that valuable, but we're going to need them for the future, so I'm just going to start building a few of them while we have a load of money. France is now the Pope. It's excommunicated Provence. Not relevant to us anymore. We are not a religion that's going to play ball with that. We need 280 admin points to core Venezia. I mean, to be fair, it is a 33 development province. And to put that in perspective, it's the same as our capital. So it is a big, big province. It also has benefits to trade power and institution spread. And it has a great project too. And it's a pretty good one, actually. It gives us extra Republican tradition, which is very, very helpful. If this gets too low, we're going to have rebels demanding that we have a despot in charge. And I don't want one. I didn't realize Bologna, before I started playing this game, had such a fantastic government type. Really, it's kind of the best of both worlds. You get to pick who you want to have take over, but it's not just a generic person that has 4 in one stat, 1 in one another, and 1 in the third. Admin points taking away from me. Boo! It's like the one event type I don't want right now. We'll take the royal marriage from Milan and from Bohemia. How is the religion spreading? Aachen apparently is Protestant just by itself out of nowhere. It is slowly getting into northern Germany. And obviously we've converted Genoa. So it is slowly starting to spread. But it's not spreading fantastically. Poland wants a royal marriage as well. Absolutely. The cost has gone slightly down on warring Venezia because it's increased by war exhaustion. So as we're not at war and that number by default goes down, it will get slightly cheaper. Usually it's just worth doing it immediately. I just can't afford to. But in a couple more months we can. We're into 1510s. We've been playing the game nearly 70 years in game. We're making some pretty good progress. Oh, we have to pick a new debate for Parliament. Hopefully we have a better one than the last batch we got to choose from. So we can either have monthly autonomy change go down, another diplomat, increase manpower by 1 in a province and have more manpower. That's very tempting. Yeah, that's what we're going to go for. We want a nationwide census. Apparently we need to promote civil services, which just means a loss of 5 church power. Absolute no-brainer. So I am A-okay with having more manpower, because we're pretty lacking. And any more we can get, realistically, the better. I don't want to slacken work standards and lower our army professionalism, though. That's another way of doing it. You can go down here. You get 7,000 manpower at this point, but your professionalism drops by 5%. Given how slowly it accumulates, I don't like hitting that button. If I can do pretty much anything else to get manpower, I will. I'm even tempted to, because what you can do, you can exploit development. You can lower a base in a province to get some resources. I'd even be more tempted to do that first. Oh, our admiral died. What are the odds that we're going to roll an admiral that's as good as the one we had? Oh my lord. Actually won't be as good at trading as it happens. I believe that's based on the maneuver stat. But a 5-1-1. That is pretty spicy. What's our naval tradition? 17, and it's going down. I'm amazed we've been able to pull that out. See some more land. We're now up to 70% belonging to the crown directly, which is awesome. We definitely have enough now to core Venezia, so let's do that so we don't forget. And then I'm hoping we might get colonialism to show up before we go for tech level 10, but I'm not sure if it will or not. I'm just gonna... no, I'm gonna take the Diplo points. It was a lot of money being offered. So don't get me wrong, I was tempted. I should also use some of our development. We should do some development. We have a lot, I mean a lot of military power. So in terms of who gets the most effect, our capital is going to have a very high effect. It has a 115% bonus. Actually, it's the highest by a mile. Bear in mind, it costs more, so you want to be careful. But I'm going to pump that to 10. Actually, I'm going to pump it to 11 and then do 1 for Diplo, and then we'll do 1 more for military. So that's now 40 development. We're going to round Friuli up. Like that. And like that. It actually only gets a 4% bonus there, but it's nice to try and get multiples of 5 if you can. Venezia I can't do yet because it's not a core. Okay, we'll do that for now. I don't want to go quite over, too over the top. That does mean our manpower cap now is nearly 34,000. So that is definitely a distinct improvement over where it used to be. It's still not that much, I mean, just for context, Austria has 61,000 manpower right now when they actually have it. But it's not bad. It's actually about the same as Austria. Austria and France's army is virtually identical in strength. Even the same tech level. Anybody important at war? If I go into our ledger, we can go and check current wars. England's at war with Scotland and Tyrconnell. You'd think I would know as a British person how to pronounce that, but no. No, I do not. Ming's at war. Somehow we know this. There's the governors actually at war. Just down here. I think it's Herzegovina. I've actually done that before too. It's a pretty fun nation to play as, but you do have to hope that the Ottomans play ball and just ignore you. It's pretty tricky to get alliances because you start as Orthodox. Get a claim before I forget. So at least we have one claim on the papacy. Gotta start somewhere. Hopefully everybody's doing pretty well that's watching the video. I know, as you know, I'm recording now about an hour or so ago. Oh, apparently we broke our alliance with Milan. Oh, they rivaled us, that's why. Yeah, I went to go and get my COVID booster. Arm's not sore yet. I'm sure it'll feel like gravel tomorrow, like it's made out of granite. It always does. So, hopefully it won't be too bad. At least it's nice and quick now. You don't have the, you know, furore of fervor, I guess, of everybody plowing in to go and get it. Now it's a case of just going to the pharmacy and sitting there for a couple minutes while you sign a form, and they give you the old stab in the arm, and you don't even have to wait 15 minutes anymore. At least I didn't. It was just a case of, okay, thanks, bye. And then we ended up buying like a pineapple squishable for my wife. It's adorable. I don't know much about those squishable toys, but I guess they have certain, I was about to say models, but, you know, designs at different stores to incentivize people going around to collect them all. We're not like that, you know, it's not Pokemon, gotta catch them all or anything. But it was the only pineapple left in the store, and, well, I'm wearing a pineapple shirt right now. I guess we're all about pineapples. Maybe we're just all crazy. Oh, well. So with Milan having rivaled us, they actually rivaled Austria as well, for some reason. This does change how we approach things, because once the royal marriage with Milan ends, which I'm not going to do proactively because it'll be a stability hit, it does then become an interesting part. First of all, do I rival them back? And secondly, do I make them my primary war target? The only reason why I'm tentative to do that is because there's quite a lot of aggressive expansion in this area anyway. I would rather try and spread the aggressive expansion out a bit by going further south, and that will impact the Germanic states a bit less. But having said that, Milan's not even in the HRE, is it? And all of their allies are weaklings. I mean, Provence is the scariest with 13,000 troops. And I'm not worried about that at all. So I guess after I get the second claim on Ancona, we'll at least try and get some claims on them. I mean, there's no harm. At least now we don't have to worry about sharing the Venetian provinces here either. We can just take them for ourselves, or Milan can take them and we'll take them off Milan. Who do we want to ally as a result? Who would ally us right now? 9 nations would. Montferrat, Lüneburg, Hamburg, that's not going to matter. The second and third choice there are all northern Germany. I'm just going to read diplomat up. Goslar, with the original Protestant states, are 1 province minor. Ragusa, no thank you. Burgundy is still wanting to ally us. Isn't that interesting? Why do they like us so much? Oh, because they only have 3,000 troops. That would be why. So no, that's not something we want to do. It also is a dangerous thing to ally, because if France attacks them or if Austria attacks them, we're in a tricky position. So that is not what I want to do. Who won't ally me but is fairly close? Oldenburg, no. Wallachia, no. Morocco would be an absolutely suicidal choice given Castile's location. It's not really a great option on the table. It's still funny though, Castile, despite the fact we've been at war so many times at this point, is still more willing to ally us than, say, France or the Ottomans. Tunis would ally us, but I guess they can't. Oh, it's because we hate them. They raided our coastline. Otherwise, they would ally us. That would be a very amusing alliance choice, because they're really... The AI doesn't do a very good job at attacking Tunis, generally speaking. Even Castile, that has this province here, is typically not very good at dealing with Tunis because of the ocean. So they all try and walk across the Gibraltar Strait, which is just an attrition jamboree across the coastline. Because it's desert coastline, it doesn't give anywhere near as much supply as regular coastline does. But there's really nothing else that grabs me as being a particularly awesome choice. Hungary definitely won't because, well, they hate us. They are actively hostile towards us. Brunswick would ally us, but they're just not very relevant to us. There's not really a great set of options. I mean, we don't have to ally anybody, so right now I'm not going to, but I do like to at least have a few. Because, you know, the three alliances we have right now are all in a row, and these two don't like each other still. They're still rival to one another, Bohemia and Austria, which is suboptimal, I guess would be the word we would pick. I guess in the meantime, even though it won't really help much, I'm just going to improve relations with France. I don't want them to attack us, because they are dangerous, even though they're behind us on military tech. France has one of the best militaries in this game, in terms of stats. Prussia's right up there as well, but sometimes you don't even see Prussia form. Honestly, you don't see Prussia form by the AI a lot, because it usually relies on Poland falling apart, which is not a hugely common occurrence. Oh, Milan did the scornful insult. I know I mentioned it a video or two ago. So, Bolognese culture is something of an oxymoron, don't you think? Very, very rude. You actually sacrifice some of your own prestige to do that, but they would have done that to boost their own power projection. We will ruin their face at some point in the future. Just not right now. That should be enough. Yep, so we got the claim as he hits the wrong button. Go away. We've got the claim on Ancona. We don't need to get any more claims on the papacy right now. We're going to start putting claims on our new, well, future rival in our case. They've already rivaled us. But they would be a natural choice. We knew it was going to happen at some point. I thought we were going to break it off first, but apparently they wanted to be the ones. We're going to just top up our light ships, get as much trade power as possible in Ragusa so it pushes towards us. Venezia is nearly fully cored. We're getting there, slowly but surely, and then we can try and convert it to our religion. Oh, the diplomatic insult, Cassus. But yeah, if somebody insults you, you have an excuse to go to war, but we're not doing it right now. Burgundy is suffering from the peasants, doing a big old fight back. Ooh, and somebody needs us for help. This is why I didn't ally Burgundy. So Austria has declared war upon Burgundy. They cite Restoration of Union as their CB. So what they're trying to do is get Burgundy back as a junior partner. Which, well, put it this way, I'm not thrilled by the prospect, but I'm not going to break my alliance with Austria over it. I guess we can kind of help them. We'll split our stack in half, and we'll go up to Liège. Our other stack is going to stay here. We're going to get our other leader, just in case the Venetian revolt happens. I'd quite like, if I could, to take Constance. Actually, Constance, Austria won't take. They don't have a claim on it. That's super weird. They have a line of provinces with one province in the middle that would connect it all up, but they don't have a claim on it. That is very, very strange. That's just AI logic at its best, I guess. But yeah, we're going to go up and siege out Liège, because it should be a fairly safe place to siege out. It's not anywhere near anything else. And that is Constance's army getting absolutely yeeted. France no longer considers Austria a rival. That's interesting. They still hate Poland, though, so they're still never going to ally with us, but it's interesting. Because of the, Burgundy's suffering from the Peasants' War event, so it means there's a distinct possibility that as I siege Liège, that peasants are going to spawn on top of me, which would be unfortunate. Oh, and the Centre of Reformation converted Venezia to Protestant for me. That saved me a lot of time and money. I am very appreciative. As we saw before, it was going to take 555 turns. It wouldn't actually have taken that long, but it still would have taken a long time and it would have been expensive. So, thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Not going to make any of the states yet, though. We don't have more than one province in any of those potential state locations, so we're going to wait. So, Baden has it first, and actually Magdeburg has it at the same time. When you either convert or don't convert religion in Europe, you get this religious civil disorder event pop very frequently. And conveniently, Baden and Magdeburg did the two different options, so I can show you. So Baden went with striving for a tolerant society. So until that disorder breaks down and, stops happening, their tolerance of different religions goes up, at least different Christian religions. Let's not get too carried away. But their stability cost modifier goes up by an enormous 50%. Magdeburg went the other way and chose to eradicate the heretics. That means they get some religious rebels immediately, and they get less tolerance of heretics, which makes sense. You're saying you're going to burn them alive and kill them. But you do also become better at converting them to another religion, the religion that you are. Magdeburg has stayed Catholic, for example. That's not really what we want to see, but we really don't care too much. Not a big issue for us right now. We haven't had any peasants jump on our heads right now, which is nice. France has Catholic zealots, actually, as rebels. That's interesting. And even with maximum improved relationships, they still don't really care for us. We're also going to do, every now and again, buddy up to the Ottomans technique, just to dissuade them attacking us. They don't actually have a CB on us right now, but we don't want them to think about getting one either. But yeah, this war for Austria is a walk in the park. I mean, it was never going to be anything other than a walk in the park, but because we're sieging Liège, at least we'll get some war contribution. Not a lot, 13%, but it's better than nothing. Ooh, musket or bow. So an argument has broken out in court over the importance of the musket compared to the traditional archery regiments. With the hopes of convincing the Doge that their role in the army is not becoming obsolete, a group of veteran archers have put on an impressive demonstration. So if we say, archery should still serve a primary role, until our person Giovanni Bentivoglio dies, it makes military tech more expensive, or we can tell them to go away, effectively, but that absolutely tanks our army tradition, which I'm not going to do. I'd rather pay a few more monarch points on the military tech, given that we're ahead and we're accumulating a lot of it. I'd rather just pay the monarch points when we need to get there. And bows would still be useful. There are some situations where muskets aren't great, especially when height is involved. If there's altitude, it's not going to be very helpful at all. We have now sieged Liège. We don't need to flip the war goal. It's fine. We're just going to go and sit on... Where's the fort? We're going to go sit on the fort over there in Friesland, I guess. We're going to see a lot of that religious event, by the way, that pop-up. We're going to see a lot. So I hope you enjoy it. And apparently Friesland still had a stack of troops there. A negligible amount, but there we go. Yeah, they were stack wiped. Take the prestige, we don't need. Spy increase. Ooh, a noble plot. With the Republic looking fragile, rumours have reached us that nobles are plotting to bring in hereditary succession. My Republican tradition is 72. It's not even bad, but apparently we're going to take a stability hit, which is very, very rude. We're spying on Milan, and Milan is spying on us, apparently. We definitely want Parma. If we can take any province off them, we want to take Parma. No, it's not the most valuable, but it's part of a state we already have. So I would quite like it if we can get it. Apparently we're going to be sieging this. Not as long as I thought, honestly. Yes, it's a level 3 fort, but we managed to breach the wall, which is nice. But yeah, you can tell that this war's a joke because I'm still in speed 4. Not tricky whatsoever. Honestly, we could still be doing the old army drilling dance on this province if we wanted to. I'm just not, just to veer on the side of caution. Friuli's more likely to revolt than Venezia is right now. Another religious turmoil event. There's 1,000 Burgundian troops down here. Slowly causing devastation to my province. That's very rude of them. They will never ever be able to capture it because there aren't enough troops to actually make the siege happen. But they're just ruining my fields, you know, kicking water canisters over, setting cows on fire. All the rude things. Making some beef bacon, I guess. Venice has re-rivaled us, so I guess theoretically we could rival them back, but I don't need to right now. Not that I could, I'm at war. You can only pick 3 rivals, so you know when you have more enemies than 3 that people hate you. Can we please win this siege? I don't want to... Yeah, here we go. I don't want to attrition any more manpower. We're just going to have them start to meander back now. There's a 100% war score, so they should get pieced out any moment now. This war should be over. There we go. So, Burgundy and its subjects give up all claims in Austria. They form a union, so Austria is now going to be the senior partner again. We get 37 gold, which is nice. Austria owes us 15 favours because we actually contributed, which is going to be relevant because now I can build trust with them if I want to. I'm not going to do it right now, but the option's there. I actually have quite a lot of favours with all 3 of my allies, which is nice. I still have 76 favours with Milan. But I can't use them, and they are going to slowly wane away over time, because you have to have at least positive 50 opinion with them to boost anything. And we're not going to have that, because they rivaled us, and we hate them. Because they scornfully insulted us. And they broke the royal marriage. Huh. Wow, do they have diplomatic ideas? Okay, they do, but I think you have to have full diplomatic ideas to be able to not get the stability hit for doing that. So I think Milan's AI actually chose to take a stability hit to break the royal marriage. Very, very rude. I'm guessing it's so they could have another alliance without having to go over on their diplomatic relations. Anyway, we'll think about how we're going to ruin their day possibly next episode. We still are going to have to tread carefully. We don't want everybody and their mothers in on a coalition. So we'll think about it. Possibly I'll think about it next time I do a recording. I think this will be the last video for the batch. But yes, I do appreciate your time. If you did enjoy the video, certainly let me know with the old thumbs up aronies. And, you know I don't say it very often, but if you did enjoy it and you think, you know, maybe other people you know do, certainly reach out to them. I would appreciate it. Want to try and build a little community if we can, even if it's just a few comments on a video, we can have a little chat. It's always fun. So yeah, appreciate your time. Hopefully you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care now. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching the video.